Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hi there to all my friends. This is Marcus from Metaphysics and good weekend to you. Alright, so it's been 2 weeks since we last met on air in Facebook. So who do we have here? Drop by, say a hi. Let I know you are around. Okay, we have who? We have Boon Kok. Hello, Boon Kok. Okay. Okay, who else do we have? Okay, come, drop in, say a hi. So then while waiting for some of our friends to join in, today's topic is going to be about Yi Jing Hexagram. It has been a topic that seems to be very simple and somehow seems to be damn complicated to some people. So today's session is primarily going to be more on how to give you an example of how you can apply hexagram into divination, the art of divination. Because it is sometimes very mesmerizing. You know, how can people read? Okay, there's no hantu around. Hantu is a language. I think it's a Malay language. They call ghosts or spirits or paranormal. That's okay. Wait, huh? Uh-huh. Okay, so I think now it's good. So do you hear this sound now? Okay, my wife says she heard some sound paranormal. Hopefully it's not. Huh? Okay, so now the key thing about wait, let me off this thing. See, maybe now do you hear any weird sound? What kind of sound do you hear? I didn't hear any sound. Go on, huh? Tack, tack. Do you hear any weird sound? Okay, now no, don't have it. You hear it? Okay, let's do it this way. If you find there's some buzzing sound behind, tell me. Okay. Okay, so now let's come back. Where am I? Okay, so yeah, when we're doing the art of divination, the key thing is really about seeking a direction, a a way of seeing things more clearly. Okay, so it's that simple. Okay, there's no hantu, no paranormal, no ghosts around. Okay, only to those who don't know, it seems like wow. Okay, so today I'm going to bring in some example to you to show that how hexagram can be read. So sometimes when you see a hexagram, whether it's by card or by whatever means, you see hexagram, it's just a hexagram, you know. It has no context until you put it on a particular plot or reading. A hexagram by itself, there's no good or bad. Okay, whether it's a great exceeding, it's a corruption, it's an encountering, there's no good or bad in a hexagram until you put a meaning based on a plot that you have from the read. All right. So today I'm going to show you some examples. Okay, so that you roughly have an idea. Okay, it's actually pretty scientific. All right, who do we have? We have Michelle, we have Lenny, Augustine, Sino. All right, my hair. No, I went downstairs and cut. Okay, but of course, nurtured by the love from my family. Quack, 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 quack. Okay, so we have who? We have Katan. Hi there, and there's what? The E sound is still there, huh? Okay, where? How to clear away the E sound? Hmm, I cannot hear it. Is it very annoying, the E sound? Is it annoying? You can ask through this throughout. No, I don't know how to clear the E sound. No? Let me see, huh? Is it is it better now? Is it very loud? I can't hear. Oh, is that loud? Hey, my ear got problem or what? I can't hear any noisy sound. Okay, we shall carry on lah. Let the E be E all the way lah. Okay, okay. So where am I today? Okay, yeah. So just to start with, so divination is an art that is very if you know the skills, it can be just very normal scientific. So just to the people who don't know, wow, okay, Yi Jing has been a part of the ancient culture of civilization. It has been used into many different schools of thought. 八字, date selection, 悬空, 紫微, what else? 奇门, uh, 风水, and the list goes on. So the key thing is really how to simplify so that make it applicable, not the you see a trigram then how, you see a hexagram then how. Okay, it's all about how to make it simple. So today, let me turn on my screen. Okay, now I shrink to one corner. So today is about hexagram. For any of your first time seeing me down here, type a 1. If you're first time seeing me down here, type a 1. If you're not the first time, type a 0. Okay, because just for me to know whether who are the first timer down here. In case 生脸孔 call it in Chinese. Okay, okay. Anyway, these are all my previous topics which I've done in the past. Okay, and a handful of them covers Yi Jing. Okay. So if you think you are interested, I don't know whether it's still there or not, just scroll back in the history and some of the videos, different topics, 八字、易经、奇门、紫微、风水. Yeah. So if any topic that fits your view, just go and search for it again. I know a lot of you all like my into the new era and the Singapore budget and the US budget, right? Okay. Okay, so yeah, we have already said back then that there's going to be a round 2 in the year 2021. Okay. Yeah, I think should be better. Okay, okay. Anyway, for Yi Jing studies, every time we have to pay special reverence, respect to 3 gentlemen. It's known as the Wu Xi, Zhou Wenwang, and Confucius. They are the backbone of. There are many different scholars in the journey of Yi Jing knowledge, evolution, uh, and passing on. But the 3 that anchors the great importance are these 3 gentlemen. So every time, as I said, as I always do when I talk about Yi Jing, salute to the 3 gentlemen first. Okay, have to say thank you to them. Without them, there's no Yi Jing that we can talk today. Without these 3 gentlemen. Okay, so they are Wu Xi, who actually starts the 8 trigrams, 乾兑离震巽坎艮坤, and Zhou Wenwang, who actually adds on from the extrapolate from the 8 trigrams to the 64 hexagrams, and Confucius, who actually add a lot of meanings and the Yao meanings and the Gua meanings. They call it the 10 wings compilation. Okay, the philosophy and the whole description to the 64 hexagram is by Confucius. Okay, so thank you. All right. So anyway, so today's session is primarily on hexagram. So in a hexagram, it's very important that any question you have, just ask along the way. Okay, I try not to treat this like a lesson per se, but it's more like a light talk. All right. So yeah. Talk about hexagram. It all started with this thing called the earlier heaven. Okay, earlier heaven trigrams. Okay, and why was it drawn in this yin line and the yang line? See, this is a yin line. Okay, this is a yin yao. This is a yang yao. Straight line is a yang yao. So why they draw it this way is there's a reason, because in the past there are no language, there are no characters per se. For 5,000, 6,000 years ago, the language are pretty primitive, so they actually use line, pictorial, they call it 甲骨文 in Chinese, okay? Pictorial description of something, and that pictorial description apparently through years and years it becomes a Chinese character. So, but then back then they only use the yin line, the yang line to describe about the nature. So they got these 8 natural forces. And in these 8 natural forces, that is their mantra. Every day they look at these 8 natural forces and they decide what to do with their livelihood. This is meant for their livelihood back in those days, the 8 trigrams. And even people talking about Yi Jing now, other than a particular group which are more learners, superstitious, or religious, actually, a lot of people like us, mundane people means normal people like me and you, which got one head, one nose, and two holes here, normal, okay? We use that to solve problems also. We use that to overcome challenges, resolve issues. So it's also for livelihood if you know to apply. So back in those days, they use all this as a pictorial form for livelihood. Okay, that's it all. So now it's the same thing lah. Okay, but you have to try to understand the knowledge of it so that you're able to solve your problems and not just learn it. Because so many people are learning. There's million and one things to learn in your life. You can't be possibly learn everything. You can only learn those stuff which you are interested in that can help you to move ahead, transform you to be a better person, to move to become a better version, yeah, and resolve your issues. Okay, so it is always good to learn stuff which allow us to progress in the direction that we want to, and not just learn stuff after that put it inside the hard disk or write the book full of notes and put it in the bookshelf for 10 years. Okay, I've been through the path. Okay, so that's why try not to do that. Okay, our human life are pretty limited. Spend on those which are worthwhile to learn, which help us to progress in the direction that we want by solving practical issues. Practicality is the key thing. Okay, so yep, and in this trigram, this is called Hua trigram. When you see three lines of yin or yang, it's called a trigram. When you move into stacking one above the other, it is called a hexagram. Okay, so 8 trigrams, 8 becomes 64 hexagrams. So end of the day, this is what we call hexagram and trigrams, the difference. And you will be able to see that there are all these 64 law. Okay, 64, actually not a lot, but Yi Jing is really about the ancient art of the law of changes. Okay, if people ask you, hey, what's Yi Jing? Anybody have any idea what's Yi Jing? Hey, actually, I hear the answer. It's actually about the ancient art of the law of changes. Okay, what does it mean by that? Anybody can share a bit. Don't let me be the only, be the sole person talking. Sometimes can be quite lonely. And so share, you, yeah, and give some love and like and response also lah. Okay, so what do you understand about Yi Jing? Just one sentence will do. Please don't cut and paste from the whole dictionary. What do you understand when people ask you, what is Yi Jing? Or Yi Ching? The Ang Mo, they like call it I Ching. I-C-H-I-N-G. Okay, it is Yi Jing. Okay, so what do you understand Yi Jing as? So some type. Let me see anybody got any response. Okay, Yi Jing is very fluid. It can cut and paste literally onto any subject matter. Okay, we got say the book of changes. Yes. Okay, and actually there's a title on a book written about Yi Jing called the Book of Changes. Okay, and that was the first book I actually read about Yi Jing. I think is it 15, 20 years ago? Yeah, around there. Okay. There was I totally like what the XYZ is he talking about back then. Okay. No, what is that? 25 years ago? I know when I was schooling. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think, Yi Jing? Yes, to God, you're right. It's about the book of changes. And when I say book of changes, it means about the law of processes, the cyclic of transformation. Everything in this world are changing, like it or not. The sun is moving in cyclic, the days are moving, the objects are moving. Even when I look at my controller, this controller, it's like the same controller every now and then. But at a molecular level, at the atomic level, the electrons are flying around here and there according to the law of physics. Okay, so everything is really moving. It's just that it is not obvious to the naked eye. So everything is moving, transforming, changing. It's just whether we can see or cannot see. If you have issues understanding that, try it this way. You saw your friends or your brothers or sisters kid when they are like 5 months old. Then you go back and take a look at them after 5 months. To the parents, maybe the kid didn't change much, but then to you, it's like, oh, the kid has grown so big. Why? Because you have a gap in between and you can see the before and after. But to them, to the parents, they're seeing every day, so they do not feel the change of the features of the kid. But to you, who after 3 months, 5 months, 2 years, woof, you see like, woof, how come it's such a drastic change? Because you are able to have a before after differentiation. Everything is changing. We call it the law of impermanence, like it or not. So everything is changing, is moving, it is transforming. So, and when you say Yi Jing is about the book of changes, it's literally describing the law of changes of the universe. So it encompasses everything in the olden days up to now in the modern day. So it's very applicable. So we talk about what? Project management, human management, new product introduction, product design, I to E, ideas to execution, marketing process, sales process, production process, operation process, the product life cycle, the seasons moving, every damn thing are moving changes. So we can apply teaching in a very relevant manner because it's about changes. Our genius in the recent history, Albert Einstein, he actually said the only thing in this world that is constant are changes. So like it or not, it is going to be like that. So that's why Yi Jing has been so mesmerizing, so profound, and yet can be applied in a very simple manner to allow us to seek clarity, to gain insights on the world. And the context is very vast. Only a small portion of it are actually used for the art of Chinese metaphysics. It is clear. Yi Jing is a very huge context, and it governs every single thing about Chinese, about ancient cultures also. But only a small part of it was used for divination, Chinese metaphysics, and so on, or forecasting. So it is not Yi Jing is not only about forecasting. Only a small part of it are used for forecasting. Okay, even Confucius, he knows that he can do divination, but he don't want people to every single damn thing also do divination. Eat what to go and do cast a divination. Where should I sleep? Cast a divination. What movie should I watch? Cast a divination. Then your life will be pretty much screwed. So don't need to divinate on every single damn thing. Okay, just probably things that is important for you. There must be one thing that's important for you in that day. Okay, you can. All right. I have been doing divination literally, yeah, every day. Sometimes a few times a day, depending on the subject matter. Okay. If you see my recent post, you will know. Okay. So today I want to cover one of the hexagrams. That's called the magnificent. Okay, in Chinese word 雷天大壮, 雷天大壮, magnificent hexagram. Okay. This magnificent hexagram, it says, wow, magnificent. What does the word magnificent sound to you? Any ideas? Can you just type and tell me? What does the hexagram magnificent sounds to you like? Muscle? Or what? Power? Or repercussion? Or what? Just type in the old words. Okay. Ancient time they use magnificent. Then some people use, ancient time they use 大壮, 雷天大壮, and that's the official one in Chinese. Only the translators, different translator, maybe end up with different words. Yeah. So what does magnificent sound to you like? What is your own definition? Okay, come. Kate, oi, Kate, you're around. Okay. Kate is a very nice lady. Okay. Okay. So Kate, she says strength. What about the rest? What about the rest? Well, you see Kobe Bryant, you know already. I purposely use this picture. It shows one thing. It shows this is Kobe Bryant. Yeah, he actually he met an accident. He passed away, I think, January 2020 last year. Yeah. So because of the accident by helicopter, but you know that time when he was training, he was so demanding on himself that literally he can, when the team are at the location practicing basketball. Yeah, Kobe Bryant is an NBA player. You know what? People will gather at 7 plus after their breakfast in the basketball court for their normal drill and practices. And then when they were there, they already saw Kobe already dribbling and practicing on his own self, and he was sweat like a pig already when those teammates are there at 7 plus a.m. Apparently, they realized Kobe was already there at 4 plus to 5 every day, literally, nearly every day. And he gave himself such a tough, high standard that he practiced every single day, and so much so that he became one of the most famous NBA players in history. Okay, and and he really scores very well, and he practiced damn hard, and all his movements are to precision, and all his 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 influence in the world of basketball players has gone far and wide. When we see a magnificent Hua, we are just seeing you see, on top there is a lei, thunder. We call it thunder trigram. Below here is called heaven trigram. Thunder on top of heaven. Okay, lei tian. When we see this kind, it is really about if you study trigrams or trigrams you will know that lei, it means thunder. Thunder can mean movement. Thunder can mean action. Okay, action by who? This thing called heaven trigram, which means leaders, the powerful, the leaders taking action. When the leader is taking action and the actions are sitting right, it can cast a lot of good ripples and effects to the people around them. That's why it's called magnificent. If the leader took actions that can cast a positive impact. That's why people like to reveal this to the king taking actions, okay, or the rich making movements, so that it says strength, king, power, grand. By your okay. So a lot of people, when you see magnificent, yeah, wow, it means huge influence. Everybody loves it. Okay? Who don't like to cast a legacy in the world that's good, that's famous, not infamous or famous? Everybody likes that. So end of the day, magnificent is a hexagram that's well liked by people. Magnificent can also mean 雷天 a lightning from the sky. That is a lightning from the sky. And when lightning strikes from the sky, in the olden days, this is called like the deity is getting angry, and they were very fearful because when this happens, normally it means heavy rain, thunderstorm, typhoon, which can cause havoc to their harvest. So they want so normally it's revealed to something which is very powerful beyond their means. Who? The people on earth. You see thunder, it can do nothing. Okay, and it, it, it the earth is round. This trigram, heaven means metal, which means round. This on top, lake, earth, no, thunder trigram also means what? Thunder, thunder shaking on the earth, which means strong influence over the whole world. Yeah, and when it says strong influence over the whole world, it can also mean this, no? Who are these two? Basically, now the US and China are literally the spotlights in the whole world. Okay, I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you kind of a relationship. Okay, and as diplomatic as one of them is trying to be, or both of them is trying to be, they have whatever that they decide actually have a lot of reverse effect on the whole local market, like it or not. So, and if these two are coming together and shaking hands, it can cause a lot of positive moves, and the market will. When these two smack one another, the market you see them downwards. Yeah. So they can cause a lot of ripple effect. That's why it can be refers to this also global leaders, because this 乾卦 means leader, and 雷 means action, means movement, means operation. So these leaders making movement can really cause, just like king making decision. Okay, tax for everybody, 50%, the whole country is screwed. Okay, or tax free for 2 years and the whole country is yay happy. All right, so yeah, so you will see a lot of when we talk about trigrams combining to form hexagram, a lot of pictures can be painted from a scenario. Okay, because it is not only one and one. Because a trigram, you can describe shapes, colors, people, character, animal, illnesses, location, direction, certain form of actions, timing, space, and the list goes on. They just classify all these different things into the 8 trigrams. So it depends on your subject matter, and when you do a divination, it's not enough alone, because when you, let's say when you have a card, and then you have, I also have a card. This card has been made for, I think, more than 8 years. What card? Yi Jing card. And this Yi Jing card, I bought it from Taobao. I think it's less than $2 Sing. Less than $1 Sing. Don't need lah. Don't need so expensive one lah. And really, it's really poker card, and all the trigrams, all the hexagram. Okay. So if you use card, yeah, you can use card. After that, you see magnificent. Then how? Because it cannot just be that and you solve your problem. Because people say magnificent is good, wow, magnificent is strong, magnificent is powerful, influence. But then how? You can't do anything much with just like that. So that's why in the art of divination, it is so important to have a more dimensions when you do a reading. Okay, it's just like when you hire when you are the hirer, you want to hire an engineer. Then you call your maybe let's say for example you are the manager, you want to hire an engineer, then you call your senior engineer to go interview first. All those candidates. At the end of the day, your senior engineer comes back to feedback to you. Hey, Marcus, I should interview A, B, and C. I find A is good. Then it doesn't say anything, no? Because good in what? Good in eating, good in analyzing, good in designing, good in able to express, to go in depth on analytical ability, or good in talking and sales. Because if the chief engineer say that this candidate A is good is what? The good may not be the good that I want. So, yeah. So you have to be applicable and relevant to the subject matter they're looking for. Oh, good in analysis and designing. Good. Your good is my good. That's what I'm looking for. Then you can talk further. So when you look at a hexagram, don't just stop at, oh, magnificent. So you must do things which are more influential and powerful. Okay, these are all primary school. You need to be more than that, all right? And that's why recently, okay, I just talk about one thing recently. You all read my Facebook, right? I have this, my daughter, she was, I allow her to use a phone, okay, and I thought, wow, she's so happy, wow, daddy allow me to use a phone, I P2, I got a phone already, but I said, yeah, only mainly for work, not for game and play, Then I told her, don't lose it, okay, I said, don't lose it. He said, daddy, no problem, I wouldn't lose it, I'm not like a girl. Wow, okay, fair, okay, I think we shall see. Yeah, I told her we shall see. Then last few days, I was sensing she's doing homework, but then she's not using the phone for the homework, because there's these apps where you can write the Chinese character and Han Pinyin and the meaning, everything comes out. It's very convenient. But then she's not using the phone. I asked her, where is your phone? Then she was like, very, very don't dare to talk kind of face. Then I assume she did hear me and said, hey, daddy asking you, where is your phone? And she, I don't know. What? And daddy, I don't know. Then, wait, what do you mean you don't know? You mean you lost your phone or what? 3 days ago, I cannot find it anymore. I think you said 3 days ago. What? How come you tell me earlier? Where do you last saw it? Say, yeah, during that, I don't know, after her ballet class, come back, then she don't know where's the phone for the rest of the days and thereafter. Then I was in the middle of something. So I can't stop my that thing. So I asked my kids, Lucas, go and look for the phone. Go to grandma's house, search our house, and go to the car. Then Lucas was, oh, okay, come. Then you go and search, because he's studying. So I asked him to go and search. He's going to study, so Lucas is very happy. So he happily go and search around. Search, I think 40 minutes to an hour. And after that, then I see him running around here and there, but I can't attend to him. I hope that he just can find it. So after I finish my stuff, like an hour, then I asked Lucas, how's the search? Don't have, Daddy. I searched Mama's house, under the sofa, under the bed, mattress, everything. I searched in the car, left, right, up, down, behind the boot, the seat, the below, everything. Don't have. Our house also don't have. Then I look at my Lucas. Then I look at my daughter. I'm still watching her. Then she was like, oh, to cry, Then I go and divinate, read it, a card of what? It says Magnificent. Yes, Magnificent, this one. Apparently, I look at it, ooh. Then I tell my son, wait, moving Yao 5. So, then I tell my son, where did you search again? He said, then my Lucas said, I went to grandma's house, searched everywhere. I went to the car, searched everywhere. Then I went to our house where she's normally at. I searched everywhere. Daddy don't have. I lost the phone already. Let's look at the hexagram. Okay. Then I look at the hexagram. And you know what happened? On top, thunder, below, heaven. So it's a magnificent hexagram. But then it's a moving Yao 5. Then I straight away tell my son, wait, it is high chance to be at the northwest direction, which is where my car is parking. And it is because heaven is a 乾卦 northwest. Hey, there is a 震卦 down there. 震 means thunder. And 震卦, if you study, I'm going to teach about this more in my Yi Jing class, okay? And 震卦actually means vehicle, means car. Okay? Then I see a car at northwest. So guys, follow me. Then when Daddy confirm I check don't have. Then let's go. Okay, in case I'll show you the wonders of Yi Jing. He was like quack quack quack. Then apparently what happened? When you go out, when you leave the house, then I saw my plant. My plant is it's like a few days there's no watering. So I just stay at the house, outside my house. I water my plants. Slowly water. At least for the 8 minutes to 10 minutes. Then my son said, Daddy, are we going? Wait. I settle my plant first. I'm quite confident in the car. Okay, so let's settle my plant before my plant is dead. So I took 8 to 10 minutes to slowly water my plant. After that, then I leave the house, okay, and walk towards the car park. Then Lucas told me, I search a car, you don't trust me. Then I'm very careful with my words. I didn't say I don't trust you. I said, no lah, in case I can find it, there's nothing to lose, right? I told him. Then he was like, don't have lah, Daddy, you don't trust me. No, I trust you. It's just like maybe I'm sharper than you. Okay? I applied Yi Jing. He was like, quack again. So apparently, then we reached the car. Then I said, Lucas, watch Daddy's magic. So once I unlock the car, I just go straight to the back and just go to the back seat. Just go straight, open the door, and within the 30 seconds, I think, I went in, I feel it, I saw it, I take it out with it. Then I said, Lucas, Tara's handphone. He was like, oh, his whole jaw was like dropped. What the? How do you? He was like, amazed. So he's like, he was a bit like, how can that be? I actually look. No, where do you find it? Yeah, look. I find it, don't have. Never mind, I found it. Then he was, for once, he was asking, really, what's Yi Jing? Because it says one thing, okay, northwest in the car, and it's very rarely above ground. It means not underneath something, but above. So yes, it is actually above in the sense that it is at the lower level, but it's at the top of the lower level. So it's not like under a carpet or kind of stuff. So it's very obvious. Easily, one touch, you can find it. So it's how we apply by having a more dimensions. more dimensions to a hexagram. Because by itself, magnificent, it doesn't say anything there. By itself, magnificent, it doesn't say anything. But with the Yao and with certain way of reading and plotting, straight away you know. Because I actually see from this magnificent, I see a swiftness hexagram also. I saw a swiftness hexagram, and that swiftness hexagram, it means quickly go and get it done. Okay, before we call it in Chinese 夜长梦多 because it's at a very location in the car where it can still drop out, but it didn't. So in case more people go and touch and meddle with my car, and there's a chance it will just drop out, and it is really going to be a gone case. But that's why I quickly took action. In the sense that after my plant, I just go straight to the car. Okay, he was like, "Wow, Daddy, how did you do it?" So if you know Yi Jing, the 乾卦 means northwest, under means physical vibration. Moving Yao 5 gives me the indication of what can be done and whether it can be found and how to search for it. Okay, so it is that fun, all right. So if do you think this got to do with hantu or not? Hantu means paranormal. No, it is just a very scientific means of reading a hexagram. Okay, so how do you find that? Do you like to learn this skill or not? The art. Hey, when I plot the Yi Jing, I didn't go and use my software, my phone, and plot what Qi chart. Yi Jing chart is so much easier to plot. You don't even need any electrical stuff or phone. You can even plot straight on the spot with a paper and pen, or even mentally. Okay, it is that fast, that straightforward. It is much easier. Okay, I'm a very lazy person. Although you have seen that I've been able to plot and share Qi chart, but personally I like Yi Jing more because it's like it uses lesser of my RAM. Okay, yeah. So that's how it applies. And you can do a lot of this kind of question asking every day, on what's the thing to look out for, or I want to call my boss to get his approval for the budget, or I want to get this thing moving, or I want to close this client, or I need to make a presentation tomorrow. What should I be looking out for? Or what are the stocks and or this particular stock? What is the price that I should be positioning so that to get the best within the next 2 days? Because if you read my recent post on Docu, okay, yeah, it can ask any questions you like, and you divinate with a casting, and as long as the questions are properly phrased, it's easy to find answers, and mostly it can be quite helpful in your forecasting and positioning. Right? Okay. I got another case, another story. You all want to hear one more story? No? Actual application of divination. Right? You all want if you all want type of one, you all don't want that, I just cut it short. Okay. About how to apply divination. And just not only looking at the hexagram, but individual trigram and the Yao, and to see what are the telltale signs of it. Okay, and just by the hexagram and the trigram, it is a long story to say already. Okay, so it's really the keyword is practical, able to solve problem. Practical and able to solve problem. Okay, Kate says conduct call. Okay, okay, Boon call and Kate type one. The rest not interested to know. I share Boon call and Kate. Because through stories, it's easier for you to understand. Okay, that's why I'm telling my personal stories. Okay, of how I actually tried applying divination. Okay, there's one time. Okay, there's one time during in March. In March, where I actually my wife is intending to bring my kid to meet up with my kid's friend to go and have a fun playground day. Okay, so that I was not feeling right on this event. I don't know where it's wrong, but I don't feel right. Okay, So then I actually, since they are going to playground and play, nothing much should happening. Then after that, I asked my wife, hey, where are they going to play? Then my wife said, oh, we are me and your daughter's friend and parents are all we are meeting at East Coast, which is an area in Singapore where is a recreational area by the coast where there are a lot of paddlists, cyclists, um, people going for rollerblading, and there's a playground and there's also a seaside. So a lot of bicycle cyclists out there also. Yeah. Then okay. Then I actually do a divination. What to look up for? Then I see this. I see this this hexagram. Then after seeing this hexagram, then I look for the moving yao. This is a post in March. Then it says what? Oh, 烽火家人 wind trigram on top of fire trigram, which is a family hexagram. 家人卦 okay, 烽火家人 so family hexagram. Then I say, okay, moving yao 4. Then I say, oh shit, there's some issue. Yeah, if you see family, family, so be nice with family members, do things with family bonding. These are what family means, but in the good sense. But it doesn't bring me to the perspective of, hey, what's next? Unless I'm able to read it further. So from my divination, I saw that it is a moving yao 4. And that tells me one thing. Oh shit, it's actually a wind above fire. So now, if you study Yi Jing, you will know that Li Gua means female. Li Gua means female. And Xun Gua means connecting. Xun Gua means Xun is the wind triangle on top. Means connecting. So generally in the fire hexagram, it means female connecting. And that's why in ancient traditions, who is the one that's bonding the family together? The female. Who? The mother. That's why family is all mainly about bonding, feeling warm, connections. And once you feel connection, you feel like family. That's why even if you can connect very well with your colleagues, it's like a second home to you. So 烽火家人 means family. But the key thing is the Yao 4. Okay, that screws the whole thing up. And I realized that, oh shit, I saw blood sign. Okay. And this blood is together with people. And Li Gua means female. So then I look at my wife and my daughter. Both of these are female. Okay. And being together with people, and I saw a blood sign. I tell them, okay, confirm again, where are you going? Then my wife said, East Coast. Why? Then I said, please drive carefully. And when our daughter or my daughter's friend is playing, get out from the cyclist path. That's what I specifically say. Get out of the cyclist path. And also, if can, don't play at the playground. Because my wife asking, what the? Then why are you going to the playground? then I told her I saw this. Then looking at the birth chart, I tell you that again, it's very likely more my daughter that may have issues. That means she's getting hurt. She's going to get cut, okay, by heavy metal. So heavy metal, I was thinking, because there is a sign that says heavy metal from this 烽火家人卦, okay. And when I saw the metal with blood, then I said, okay, playground got metal, cyclist, the bicycle made of metal. So and when you're driving, the car is metal. So try to be careful with metal, because I don't want to make it such a way that, oh, let's cancel the whole thing and our life gets screwed. No. I think we can do a lot more. But as long as our awareness is there, it can solve a lot of problems in life. You agree or not? You agree? Type a yes. If our awareness is there, we can actually solve a lot of problems in life. At least you do your part, and if things are evaded, good lah. If you do your part and things still happen, at least you do your part. You agree with me? Type a yes. Because we can't be living in a life of, cannot do this, cannot do that, cannot sleep here, I cannot say that, I cannot. Then your life will be pretty screwed. You don't want that, right? So while still doing what you want to do, divination and see so that you can prepare in advance. Awareness is very important because once you are aware of something in life, it's just like you know like when you were young school days, a lot of children are playing, then maybe you all play hide and seek, or maybe in school days where we are all very mischievous and naughty. We always try to scare our friend, like, zoom, pop out and scare. So, but now, if I tell you, hey, Marcus, your friend is hiding behind that door. So when you go to that door, you be aware your friend is hiding there. You want to scare the hell out of you. By me telling you that, logically, when you go there, you shouldn't be scared by your friend, right? Because you have been pre-warned, you have been aware, and you have taken measures, and that allows you to avoid hard landing and expensive lessons. Same thing in life. When we do a divination, it's really more about we still do what we want and how to avoid hard landing. It's important to know this. All along the art of divination is not about prediction. I am not a believer of prediction. I believe in the law of karma, and in the law of karma, it says very clearly that everything is changeable because of what you are going to do now and now. So law of karma, when you say, oh, it means everything is predestined. No. The law of karma actually says that everything is possible to be changed because of what you are doing now that can dilute the previous activity. Same thing, cause, condition, effect. What you are playing along at the condition part so that the cause with your condition can sway the effect. A seed with the right rain, sunlight, fertilizer can give a good quality apple fruit from the tree. If the conditions are suck, the seed will give you a lousy apple fruit. So you are playing along at the condition part where everything is possible. So applying the art of divination, practical art, what we are trying to do is to have an influence, better clarity, avoid hard landing on what we want next. This is very important. A lot of people have the wrong mindset of, oh, divination means prediction, and oh, divination means knowing things in the future, and that has bad karmic influence, and oh, divination means we are changing what is predestined, okay? Because we are out to make improvement in our life so that we can do better things to people around and cast a positive influence. Doesn't that is what we want? Okay, some people overthink too much of, you know. So that is the reason why it's so important that based on the thing that we want, through the practical art of divination, we are trying to see what can be better done. Not to stop eating, stop shitting, stop talking, stop. You're going to live a life of hell if you keep stopping every single thing you want. You agree with me or not? I believe you agree. Because you still want something. The only thing is practically how to make it achievable. That's the key. So, back to here. My kid, I don't want to cancel her appointment with her best friend to go to East Coast and play. But what should we do? Then my wife is very smart. Okay lah. Since you say metal, avoid metal, no playground because it's made of metal. I'll drive carefully, lower speed, okay, and always maintain safety distance. And I'll avoid the cyclist path where there's a lot of scooterists, is that such a word? Scooters, okay, and bicycle cyclists. Because one bicycle bang onto a kid, it can be quite painful, you know. Any of y'all fell down from bicycle before, or not by bicycle before, you should know. I was one of them in the past. Then my wife is like, okay, Hara, why don't you go to the seaside there and play with your friends? Then which means there are sand, there are sea, so should be very safe lah. Okay, because there will be no fast metal moving object and cannot be hit by anything metallic and soft and metallic and hard and sharp. So okay lah. So the kids are playing down there. Let me see. Yeah, the one in the center, is it the one in the center is my daughter, yes. Okay. So, and what happened? They're playing. So I was hopefully I didn't hear any phone calls. Then after that, my wife called me, right? Yeah, I think my wife called me. Like, oh shit. Then after that, yes, anything wrong with Tara? Then she said, yeah. So what's wrong? Then, okay, so we took all measures, we prepared, we are being careful. Apparently, you know what happened? She was playing down there, and then she somehow play, and she gets near to that breakwater. And there's one moment where a strong wave came where she was near the breakwater. So she actually fell because of that loss in balance. And through that fell, her leg landed onto the stone part of the breakwater. So she got a cut with that bleed on her feet. That was listening. Is that all? Yeah, that's all. Okay, good. Case closed. So end of the day, she still got a cut. But we have probably, who knows? Nobody knows. May have avoided something that's pretty much nasty. But being able to exercise that, she end of the day just got a cut on the leg. This requires knowledge, awareness, and quite good karma of the people involved. Because we as parents, we do our part. Okay? And that's how we look after things and try to do our part to make things good. So even you see a family hexagram, you see, because why? Family means she's meeting her friend. Li Gua, female, but I saw blood sign and I saw a metal sign. If you, I will cover more during my class if any of you ask me during July. Okay, why is there metal down there? There is a metal. Okay, metal blood. Okay, and that's the reason why I'm extra careful with hard sharp objects. Okay, that are moving fast. Slow one, okay lah. Okay, so yeah, so that's how it end up the whole story. So it is really all about uh, applying practical art on divination to avoid things or to still do our part while we try to achieve some stuff. So let me ask you now, this hexagram reading, to you is it can it be accurate, or is it just heng sui, call it accidental, or is it superstitious? Type A for accurate. It can be accurate. Type B, maybe it's just coincidental. Okay, type B. If it's C to you, it's all plain nonsense and superstitious. Then you type a C. So I know how many of you are actually belonging to this category. Which category? A, B, or C? Accurate or accidental or sure superstitious? Augustine says it can be accurate. Brungok says it can be accurate. What about the rest? Augustine very soon. Augustine have experience before from tenant to your tenant finding a job, right? To stocks and shares. Okay, Katan says A. Neo says A. Nobody says B or C. Anybody thinks it's going to be like a B or a C? No, you're just lucky. Anybody could say B or C here? Hey, there are quite a handful of people here. The rest, tiam, ayo. Saturday or Sunday really. So it is really, it is a must to make the art of hexagram reading practical. And by me saying that, every time when we do divination, it's always the statement. I always say that like a broken record. Practical first, then metaphysics. Practical first, then metaphysics. So that's why I don't stop my kids from going out. I mean, every time if I cast a lousy hexagram, then I tell my daughter, stop doing this, can't do that, can't do that. I'll be like a freak father. No point. But it's just more of we do our part to avoid. Okay, so okay. So how it says A. So majority of you say A. So we are all on the like-minded aspect. Okay. So there are many ways to do divination. Okay, tossing coin, to time, to sound, to visual, to numbers. Okay, there are many ways. Okay. So and there are rules when you ask questions during the divination. There are rules. Okay. Always try to maintain a clear mind when you're asking questions. Okay. You don't ask questions like, will I make money soon? This kind of question you're asking to be shoot on the feet and slap on the face. Will I make money soon? How much? How soon? Rupiah or US? Or money? I make 10 cents is also making money, So 10 cents, $1 or 100K or what. So the way to ask questions sometimes we need to have some intelligence. If we don't ask intelligent questions, we end up asking more questions after the first questions. We end up screwed because we have a few divinations on a single, actually one question. So you have to be smart in knowing the way to ask, the way to position, so that you do it one time. Because normally the first one are the more inclined, accurate one. Okay, so and always also we have to be serious on whether we are ready to take actions or not. You know, I have friends after learning the skill they go and ask, should I eat bak chor mee or should I eat prawn noodle? And do the task division. Then I ask them, are you too free nowadays? Because it's like you don't treat the question enough to be serious. End of the day, you don't expect Yi Jing to give you serious answer because our mindset is framed to be like that. If you're not serious in things in your life, the things that happen in your life, we cannot be serious about it. So we have to train our mind that when we ask a Yi Jing question, be serious enough so that we know what we want and we're ready to take actions that's based on really what we want. Okay. I mean simple questions like whether to eat bak chor mee or bak chor mee is a minced meat noodle or the prawn noodle in Singapore is quite popular. This kind of questions you cannot even decide for yourself. You've got big time issues deciding more important stuff. And that itself says a lot about ourselves also. Okay. So try to be serious in our actions, be ready to take some actions, okay, in our questions. Okay, and one thing is really about this, there is many approach. I think easily there are, we call it the 10. There are 10 things that we need to look out for or we can consider to look out for in a divination. I'll cover that in my eating class, okay, in July, okay. There are so many that you will be spoiled for choice. But the key thing is when we read, we have to be aware of the question and our surroundings, okay. It is very important because or else we will just be mesmerized by the theory aspect of a divination, okay, which we don't want. Okay. So until by now, any questions so far? Let me drink some water later. You're all very what do you keep like introduction of what Yi Jing division is about, and I wonder how it works. Okay, okay. So yeah, there are some rules which I will share more down the road for those friends who want to bring further, because we need to be aware. We can't treat this like a theory. Theory means theory. Theory can only bring us that far. Okay, but it's the application that makes the ROI part of the whole deal. That that means to say, for example, if I tell you, hey, let's say I'm a young boy, 8 years old, Marcus. Hey, Marcus, teacher telling me, you have to study very hard, okay? Do all your homework, okay? And hand them in time. Study hard and you will have a bright future, okay, Marcus? Assuming I'm 8 years old, listening to my teachers just keep nagging at me like that, I will believe that it's true, though. That I study hard, I submit all my homeworks, I can score and have good future. As we grow up, we know that well, that statement is quite true, but not the full truth. If you agree with me, type a yes. Yeah. If you agree with me, type a yes. Being able to study hard is one factor, but it's not the one and only factor to make us successful in life. We need to be able to apply, to learn, to experience, and to give and take, and in the end, grow more than what we are giving out. Then we are called progressing well in career. Okay, so don't just listen by theory and just follow blindly. We need a lot of ingredients that are practical along the way. Okay, so in the art of divination, always number one, it can allow you to position. Okay, what are the aspects to position to overcome the situation? Okay, what are the things that you can still do now lah? Okay, don't blame your boss face being too big, your manager's butt being too big, nobody's allowing you to promote. Don't blame the career, don't blame your wife. Look at, always ask ourselves, what else can I do to position to overcome? And in the I Ching divination, it allows you to have insights of how to better position. Okay, that's how it works. And in divination, it also allows you to be able to see things that you may be missing as an as a extra insight, so that you get your grounds more covered while progressing. Certain weak links that you need to address, so as to make sure that you are good in it, or you once you address that, you might be avoiding high expensive liabilities. I got a friend who asked me, "Hey Marcus, I am intending to go to, I don't know which country." She asked me in 19, late 19. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to Cambodia. If there's a job offer, should I go? Then I do a divination for her, and it says better don't go. Because you will find yourself, you will lose more if you go. But if you ask whether to go or not, okay. But if you want this thing in your life, staying here got more opportunities. That's what I told her. And after that, she come back and said thank you very much. Luckily, she didn't go to Cambodia in late one night, because why? Literally everything, the COVID happened in 2020. Thank you very much. So it allows us to see things that we might probably be missing. Okay. And we can use it for forecasting. That means we want something, we try to see some timeline into the near future, to see whether are we positioning in alignment to that possible things that we need to look out for. Forecasting is like all the financials in company. They are doing waterfall, they are doing budgeting, they are doing market prediction, they are also doing forecasting, so as to prepare what are the things to be done now to catch the wave coming. If your business is seasonal, then all the more you need forecasting, right? So forecasting is very normal. It's nothing to do with, oh, knowing the future. Okay. Some people are really I don't know how they think. Okay, so forecasting is allowing you to position, and also looking for ways out to resolve your situation. So at the end of the day, we want to learn a skill to find ways out, not to get ourselves more stuck. Okay, to find ways out, so that we open our mind, our sight, our line of view, to see more opportunities, because we don't know what we don't know. Okay, and how to reduce potential liabilities and obstructions. Like my friend's case, if she went over, I think she will have more liabilities locally and overseas than compared to stay back and do stuff back then. Okay, so I Ching really allows you to cover different aspects, asking questions on relationship or career or meetup or anything. You can read up here. Okay, so it's really more about better positioning, seeking clarity, so that you lose less and potentially gain more if you are taking action. Okay, so all right. So probably up to now, let's see, are there any questions from the public? Okay, while waiting for any questions, if don't have, there are probably any early lah. Okay, Saturday. Okay, one thing, I Ching allow us to know where to focus. You zoom in. Once you lock the weak link, you're able to solve a lot or evade a lot of the liabilities. And then from there, not only where to focus, but how to overcome. Isn't that amazing? Practical skill there. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you see magnificent, or try to be great, or you see family, or try to love your family members. That's crap, okay? It's way beyond that. It's all about the question that you have, what to look out for, based on the questions, smart questions that you're asking. Okay? Any questions so far? Any questions? So, for those friends who are interested to learn the practical art of divination, I do have a class coming in July. Okay, so scan this QR code to find out more. Okay, if you're interested to bring this one step forward. And there's no part 2 or part 3. After this class, as usual, to all my friends, I'll be, as far as I can, I'll be conducting coaching classes to handhold you on the practical questions. Okay, I'll be giving free coaching class to as far as I can give. Okay, so enjoy it while you can. You ask those students, Bunkok, Davy, Kate, I think the handful of here now, Neo, I think, who attended my mobile reading class, have I been giving great coaching class? And it's free, okay, because it's a journey of learning. I'm not a believer of after the class, see you, bye. No, I'm out to make friends. I'm out to help to make you grow as far as I can still give. Okay, so and I've not been charging a single cent for my coaching classes. Okay, so but it's a lifelong skill. So if you're interested to learn Yi Jing after the class, there also be coaching for you to ask practical questions. Practical question, don't say, oh, what does 烽火家人 means? Oh, then what does 雷火风 means? These are all theory. It's all about practical. Be practical to be able to solve practical problems. Then we call it useful. Okay. Any questions so far? Hope that you learned something today. Okay. So Yi Jing, it can covers a lot. I can talk about divination. I can talk about 八字. From Yi Jing, we can talk about 悬空大卦. From Yi Jing, we can talk about date selection. From Yi Jing, we can talk about feng shui. Okay. Okay, wait. Let me declare when we apply hexagram with feng shui, it is not of those mumbo jumbo. You put something, then something move, and then let's call it feng shui. No. Eating feng shui is a topic that is very simple and yet very easy to apply, and yet it, literally there's not much of a very cheap formulas around, but it is very easy to pick up. If you are a person with fundamentals building up for I Ching or hexagram, and you want to apply that on feng shui, it can be it's a very straightforward tool. Okay, so maybe we can talk a little bit about that the next week. Okay, we call it the hexagram and feng shui. It's going to be Zoom, so for those friends who are able to join, okay, and Zoom, right? Zoom, huh? Zoom. Okay, it's not going to be Facebook because I don't know whether who is coming, and I want this to be Zoom, okay. So if you're able to join lah. But then if you can, I will let my wife decide whether is it a mandatory to turn on your camera or not. Okay, we see how lah. But anyway, we talk about this next week. Okay, but this week is mainly on letting us feel that just a hexagram alone is entertainment. Being able to use hexagram to solve your problem, that's called application and practical. Okay, you choose which type of story you want. So if you're interested, do join my class. Any questions you want to ask? Hey, thanks Augustine for your signing up. Okay, all right. As practical as can be, really. I've been using it for my stocks and shares. Okay, okay. Yeah, hexagram and feng shui can also be used for stocks and shares. Okay, but we shan't go to that actually. Okay. Any questions from our friends here so far? Any divination question that you want to ask, you can ask now. No? I'm not going to do personal reading, but because I've done that many times in the past, okay, and a majority are shy, so I apparently decided, let's not do this because we are also shy. Okay, any questions that you would like to know, to ask about divination? It's the best time to ask now. Sometimes you ask to WhatsApp, but it's hard to answer because there's so many in the community, and I can't be addressing every single question just like that individually. And sometimes it's not a one statement answer. So it's best to ask openly so that it's best time to learn so that your questions can be other people's questions. Okay. Okay, can it be done to seek on the partnership compatibility? Yes, Kate. You can ask a divination questions to, okay, assuming the questions, smart questions are asked about partnership compatibility, and you apply it in the method which I'm going to teach you in the class. Yes, you can be able to know. There are so many times I'm able to read. I don't know whether some of your friends here are able to read about your husband, your child, your partners without knowing their birth chart, without even knowing their mobile number. You realize that? Okay, so it can be done. Okay, doing I Ching on stocks, obviously, yeah, that's your favorite. Can, okay, as long as you follow my instruction, okay, and then after that you get familiar. After you get familiar with the whole thing, you have your own rules. I'm okay. Okay, yeah, okay, can be done. So always remember, in the art of divination, it is not only about seeing the triangle, having a hexagram, you use hexagram, ta-da! No. Okay, it is not as it can be as straightforward as that on the surface, but it's a lot more than that, which you may not know. It's just like, let me ask, who know how to make fried rice down here? Type with me. Who know how to make a fried rice? How to 炒饭啊？炒饭啊？Who know how to make fried rice? Type with me down here. Nobody knows how to make fried rice here. Okay. Last time I thought making fried rice is, oh, you put the rice, you put the meat, you put the egg, you put the peas, you fry. Wow, after that, smack let fry up down by my mom. No, who the hell tells you it's that way? So after that, oh, okay. Then there's a sequence to the things to make a proper fried rice. Assuming the rice are cooked, okay. Some people like to make it overnight rice, okay. You need to fry the onion and the egg first, and make the egg cook. Then you put in the rice. If you put the rice first, then the egg will all be like your rice becomes yellow. Okay, so that's a way to do it. So if people don't tell you, you just say, oh, fried rice, fried rice. Same thing in the art of divination. There is a lot about some details on the things to look out for, the things, the procedure, the process to ask, to recognize, to identify before you even start reading. Okay, before you even start reading. So there are some stuff they need to know before you start reading. Not just seeing a thunder on top, or then a fire below. Oh, that's abundance. Abundance is what? Sleep in abundance or eat in abundance. Abundance is just abundance. It has no meaning other than just abundance, but it has to be put on a subject matter, practical, and need to know what's next. That's the key part. Okay, so don't just feel good about theory of I Ching because it's so powerful. Yeah, it literally changed my life. Once I've learned I Ching already, it balloons my mind on perspectives and opportunities, and it's just like a balloon. Once you blow a balloon, you make it flatten again. It's never going to be back in the same shape. Just like our mind, when it's being expanded and back to rest, it will never be in the same shape. It will be bigger. So that's what when you learn I Ching and you start to see things in many I Ching context manner, it gives you a lot of opportunistic eye. We call it the third eye, and opens up the mind and also allows you to know what's next to do in life. And that's the key. In life, if you don't know what's next, we are like, shit, how? Some people learn I Ching, the more they learn, the more they're stuck. They are. Okay. Some people, the more they learn, the more they are better. That's a good one. Okay. So be the second one, don't be the first one. Where the more you learn, the more you get stuck. I got compendiums of I Ching down here, no? Did I read every single line? No. But I get the gist out of it. I move on. Okay. All right. Anything more? No. Okay. So hope to see you soon again in my next week on the hexagram and feng shui. And take care. Now it's still a COVID period, especially for Singapore and Malaysia. And yeah, hope that you like my. Do give me some love and light, okay? I give some love and light. It's a joke, but it's a way to show your appreciation, and also for me to know that this is something that you like, so that I can do more for you. Because ultimately it's about you. Okay, ultimately it's about you. Okay. I think I can see today is my daughter's birthday. I can actually spend my time with her. Why am I doing this? Is because I find it important that the earlier you know, the earlier you are avoiding pitfalls in life. Those that can be pretty expensive and pretty costly. Because the price of ignorance can be very hefty. So that's why I'm doing this still, because it is important. It changed my life. I hope that it will change your life to the better. Okay. So do give me some love and share and like. And I hope to see you soon again. Take care. This is Marcus. Thanks to my wife and thanks to you for staying throughout. Okay. Have a nice weekend. I see you soon again. Bye bye.